Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am your host, the notorious H.I.M, and I am back with another BDSP Wi-Fi battle. I just want to take some time here, again, just to thank you guys so much for the support in the channel. I really do appreciate it. You have no idea. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the engagement. Thanks for the love. You know, this Brooklyn boy, you know, he appreciates it. So I appreciate you guys a lot. I'm using the same team as last time, and looking at this guy's team, he's a pretty interesting team as well. I'm probably thinking that he's probably going to start with the jump love. That's what I'm going to predict that he's going to go out into here. So that's why I'm going to lead with Crobat. And most of the time, you know, Crobat is going to be the lead because he has the U-turn. You know, he's going to be faster than most Mons. So, but he has a Crobat as well. So if he leads Crobat, I can only pray for a speed tie and that I lose that speed tie so that we can both kind of just cancel each other out and I get a slower U-turn off. That's my thought process here. So that's what I end up doing. The thing with his team is that if I don't lead Crobat here, Jump Bluff outspeeds everything else, right? So I really have to lead Crobat in this position. And Crobat, I've calced this, I mean, so I know for sure, but Brave Bird would 100% kill the Jump Bluff. Unless he's obviously Focus Sash, you know, it will 100% kill. So he can't stay in, you know, I do get the prediction correct, so that's great. But he can't stay in this, right? Like he can't risk losing this because how else is he gonna, you know, deal with my other Mons, you know, if this goes down? So I could very easily go for Brave Bird, and you know, I've been trying to work on my Obi-Wan here and try to Jedi mind trick these guys. So I go for the U-turn here instead of the Brave Bird. Honestly, I should have just went for the Brave Bird. True say, I should have just killed this guy. But I was thinking, okay, he's gonna go out, so getting a U-turn off wouldn't have been bad. But I go out into Bulbabot here, the Venusaur, and this Bulbabot is modest, fully, you know, invested in speed and special attacks. So he really can't take that many attacks. You know, I should have probably brought like a defensive Venusaur set this time, but I end up just going for the Sludge Bomb. He goes for a big acrobatics. Honestly, I don't know how I live that. I live on the most small amount of health and end up capping this guy with the Sludge Bomb. Throw some poison in his face, and I click, clack, and push Wizard back. So now I'm at such a low level of health, I don't know what to do here. I just know that I can't stay in with Venusaur, right? So I really don't know what he's gonna bring out. You know, he could go for anything, and I really couldn't stay in. So my play here, now seeing that he brings out the Crobat, is definitely going out into Slowbro. Patrick the Slowbro is gonna be the best play here because a Giga Drain is not gonna kill this this Crobat. A Sludge Bomb is not gonna do nothing, and I'm not faster than it, so I can't get a Sleep Powder off. So going out into Patrick is the best thing I could do because he probably doesn't want to lose this this Crobat just yet, right? So he goes ahead in the Air Slash, doesn't get the flinch, which is great. That really doesn't do too much to Patrick, and Patrick is such a beast that I could easily just get out of here and gain that health back. So honestly, I don't know if he wants to stay in and go for like a U-turn or something, but I'm gonna go for a Scald, right? Like he could very easily bring in the Vaporeon here to eat that up. But I'm thinking going out and getting this Scald off is gonna be really helpful for me. And I go ahead and get it off on this Umbreon. Sadly, sadly the Umbreon does get burned here, and he does sink it over to me. But realistically, I will take a burn over like a Paralyze on Patrick any day of the week. I'll take the burn. You know, even though Patrick is pretty slow, you really don't want to be playing that Paralyze game. I've seen it cripple Patrick before, and I'd rather take the burn. So I get burned here, and now it's time for me to get out of here, right? There's really nothing that really wants to deal with this. Honestly, my play should have been to just go out into Crobat here, get another U-turn off, you know, bring out Hippowdon or something, you know, do something. But I foolishly make the wrong call, and I go out into Manectric here. Manectric really isn't a good play for this because Manectric is special, and most Umbreons tend to rock a special defensive set. This guy is rocking a specially offensive set, it seems. So he goes for the Dark Pulse, and it brings me down to damn near the bottom of the barrel with my health here. So I have to go out. There's really not much that Manectric can really do. He's not going to be able to KO the Umbreon, so I have to go out. I end up going out into Crobat, which is what I should have went out initially. And because he's special, it's still going to do a lot. But at least I have the option of being faster and being able to go out into something with a big U-turn off here. He doesn't want to take this damage either because Umbreon is not going to appreciate a U-turn. So that's what I end up doing. I end up going and getting that U-turn off. You know, he does end up withdrawing because he probably predicts me to go for that U-turn and lose out into Vaporeon. So I'm just going to be able to take it. And shiny Vaporeon looks cool as hell. So I go ahead and I get this U-turn off, and it really does, you know, minuscule damage to the Vaporeon. Obviously, most Vaporeons tend to run, you know, probably max HP, max defense, bold nature most of the time. So, you know, I know that Venusaur is going to be faster here. Because he made the switch, it's going to make the field real clear for me to start going for some of the shenanigans that Venusaur is known for. So I can start sleep powdering, I can start, you know, leech seeding, giga draining, that kind of stuff. So this really isn't the best matchup for him. He doesn't really want to lose Vaporeon like this. So my play is to go for the sleep powder. That is the best thing that I could really do here. You know, if he wanted to, he could have very easily went out into the Umbreon because obviously it's already burned, but he decides to let this Vaporeon go to sleep. And now I'm just gonna Leech Seed you to death, right? Like, that's the best play that I could really make here because realistically, even if he sleeps for one turn, at least he's seeded. And if he goes out, something else at a 90% chance is gonna be seeded. So, you know, Leech Seed is probably the best bet. I could very easily, and I hover over it, very easily go for a Giga Drain here, or, you know, but I'm thinking Leech Seed is probably the best play just to kind of put some more pressure, you know, on this gentleman. So he goes out into the Crobat here, and that's obviously his best counter to this. I mean, Brave Bird will kill, you know, Venusaur from really any range. So getting this Leech Seed off was a good predict on my end. I end up, you know, making the right play here. And with all this recovery from the Black Sludge, the Leech Seed, that's going to bring Venusaur back up to a little bit over half health, which is very beneficial because he still has that Vaporeon in the back, and I want to keep this Venusaur healthy enough to kind of deal with it. Patrick is the best play that we could do here, right? So Hippowdon is a middle of the ground play, but I should have went Patrick because now I can start getting the future sight shenanigans off, and especially with this team, it takes a lot of time to develop the strategy with this team and pull off the things that I try to pull off in these battles for you guys. So I'm hoping and praying on the new Pokemon game that they have at least a 40-minute timer, right? At least 40 minutes. Hopefully 45 to an hour, but at least 40. But he does go for the Brave Bird here, so Hippowdon really wasn't the worst play. I only end up taking about 40% of that. And now with the Leech Seed, you know, I can very easily Ice Fang. You know, I can predict him to, you know, go out into Vaporeon and go for Stealth Rocks, and that's what I end up doing. You know, I'm making the right calls, I'm making the right reads, and it's putting me in pretty commanding position here. So, you know, for once, I'm making the right read, so that's a good thing here. I can always appreciate when I make the right play. So obviously this, you know, Vaporeon is sleeping, and I've really done my job with Hippo here. So the only saving grace is that Hippowdon could come back in later on, reset sand, damage some things, you know. So I do want to keep this alive. I don't want to, you know, risk getting a little bit of damage off on the Vaporeon when I can bring something else in that's going to be able to deal with this a lot better. So I think now is the best time to probably go Manectric. You know, Manectric is, you know, at the lowest health here on my team. So even if the Vaporeon woke up and had like Ice Beam, I don't want that damage on the Venusaur. So I decided to go into Manectric here and try to see maybe if I can get a Discharge off or something. You know, see what I can really do with this, because that special Umbreon definitely caught me off guard. So going into Manectric here is a really good play because it's probably going to put pressure on him to want to switch out. Like, he probably doesn't want to lose the Vaporeon at this part of the battle, so he's most likely going to go out into something that's going to want to take this. So, you know, if I'm a betting man, he's probably gonna go out into, you know, Umbreon, but he ends up staying. So I'm gonna get this Discharge off. You know, even if he, you know, wakes up, I'm faster. So at this level of health, this Vaporeon is basically dead, right? Like there's really nothing that he can really do, and I love that. I love when there's nothing that my opponent can do. It sucks when you're on the receiving end of it, but when you make the right call and you make the right play, you should be rewarded for it. So I go for this Discharge again, and really and truly, if he goes out into anything, you know, it's at least gonna be able to get off the Paralyze at 30%. So that's what I'm really hoping for. You know, the best thing he can really do is probably go out into Umbreon, and that's what he ends up doing here. He brings in the Umbreon to take this Discharge, and you know, I've got rocks up. He's burned. You know, I get this Discharge off, and it's really not looking like a really good time for my opponent. You know, luckily the Sandstorm does end when it does, because it probably would have ended up taking out Manectric, but now I'm in a very commanding position. My play is just a 100% just Discharge again. Like, there's nothing that can really deal with this, and now that this threat, this beast of an Umbreon here is out of the way, I get some revenge on it for taking me down so low. So now I'm in a commanding position. Like, the Lopunny comes in here, and you know, I'm at such a low health that, you know, I could risk you know, another Discharge. He's probably Scarfed or probably Banded or something like that. So I'm gonna go for this Discharge and pray to God that I'm faster some way, somehow. Maybe Manectric has ate his Wheaties that day and is able to outspeed this guy, but you know, my play is to just leave this in. I don't want free damage on really anything else. So, you know, I'm just calcing it here, and you know, I'm thinking, you know, I may be able to get a Discharge off, but he ends up going for the fake out and takes this Manectric right out. So sorry buddy, but you go down. You did some really good work though, taking out that that Umbreon and weakening the Vaporeon, but I appreciate you. So obviously this bunny is in here, and she has bad intentions on her mind. She's trying to put these paws on me. So Bad Bunny is in here and trying to come all over me. So Patrick is probably the best play that I could really do here. It's probably going to eat anything that it really goes for. I mean, it's a physical attacker, Lopunny tends to be, so Patrick is the best play, and now I can start using my shenanigans to my advantage. I can start going for Future Sights, even go for Scalds or something like that. But my play here is to go for the Future Sight, because he still carries that Vaporeon in the back. If I was a betting man, he'd probably go out of Vaporeon, try to see if he can gain back some health and, you know, do something, because he's been sleeping all battle. This Vaporeon is drunk as hell, and he's trying to sleep it off. So he does go out into Vaporeon here, so I do make the right play. Like I said before, like I'm in this guy's head, obviously. Like I'm predicting everything he's gonna do. I'm making the right call every time this time, and that's great, because I don't make the right call all the time, but when I do, it's great. So I end up going for the Future Sight here, and that's gonna hit something in a couple of turns. So if this thing doesn't wake up and start going for stuff, you're not gonna really be able to do anything. And obviously, I don't have any other moves outside of Future Sight and Scald on Patrick right now, so there's really no reason for me to stay in. He'll pretty much wall me. If he stays in, that's fine. If not, my play is to go out here, and I go ahead and I bring in Sharpedo here. Now these jaws, they're ready to start chomping. He does wake up and goes for the Wish here, and that's fine. I mean, I can very easily just you know, outspeed this guy and go for a Crunch, you know, do some damage here, and he won't be able to receive this Wish. I know I outspeed. I know from this range a Crunch will be able to kill it. So he goes for the Protect. So he is Wish Protect. He shows that he's Wish Protect here. And now I don't think the Crunch will be able to one-shot. You know, even an Adamant Sharpedo here, who's powerful as hell, you know, really doesn't want that smoke. So I end up going for the Crunch and knocking him out. So that's really good. I do get the Speed Boost. So now he's in a pretty commanding position here. Like, I'm not sure what my opponent can do. Obviously, he can bring in the Lopunny and start going for stuff. I don't know if he's Scarfed. The fake out ensures him to, you know, kind of fake me out here, essentially, because I don't know if he's rocking the Choice Scarf, the Choice Band. I really don't know what Lopunny's like to rock, so I'm going to go for the Protect here and see if I can get up another Speed Boost. and that should put me in position to where I'll be able to take something out. So now I get up another speed boost, and Sharpedo is probably the fastest thing in the battle right now. So even with the Choice Scarf, I don't believe you know, that you'd be able to do anything to me. But the thing is that I don't know if I can take it out, right? Like, if I lose this Sharpedo for no reason, I don't feel comfortable doing that. So, you know, what I could do here is I could very easily just go out into Crobat here. I could go out into Patrick and look at things here. You know, Patrick is probably the best play because now I can start getting off some more future sights, right? Like Patrick is such a beast here that, you know, you really don't want to deal with this, and he's gonna eat that Drain Punch. Like, there's really nothing that you could do, low punny. Like, you don't have the answers to Patrick. Patrick is my answer to this thing every single time because it doesn't want to take a move, right? Like, if I go for Scald and you get burned, bro, it's over. So what can you really do? Like, the only thing you can really do is probably U-turn. So with knowing that, I'm just gonna go for the future sight. That's the best thing that I can really do here. Patrick really showing how viable it could be in really any battle here. So Patrick is out here and he's having himself a good time. So again, I really don't know if it's choiced, right? Like, I can't get really much intel on this thing. So I end up going for the future sight here, and this thing is scary because I have been swept by Venomoths before. So, you know, I don't want to have to deal with this. I think, you know, I could very easily just kind of sack Patrick here. Hopefully he goes for like a Quiver Dance and I get a Scald off or something. Maybe, you know, get a burn off. You know, these things are scary, right? Venomoths are one of the scariest mons in the game. Like, under the right circumstance, these Pokemon could really do damage. So I don't really know what it wants to do. I could very easily just lose something here. So I'm thinking the best thing I could really do is go out into Crobat here. If he goes for the Bug Buzz, that's fine. If he goes for the Quiver Dance, I'm in trouble. So he ends up going for the Quiver Dance, and things aren't looking too good for your boy. I have to do something to get this up out of here, and I think he would need 2 to outspeed. I'm not too sure about that. He probably outspeeds here, most likely, but I'm gonna click the Brave Bird in the event that he tries to get greedy here, because he will take the future sight. He's invested. He's shown me that he's not going out, right? Why go for the Quiver Dance if you're gonna leave, right? So, you know, I could very easily just go for a Brave Bird here, and I think that's the best play. He goes for the Sleep Powder and he missed. That's so, you know, I dodged this like the Matrix and I get an easy kill on this Venomoth. Honestly, he should have probably got me there. But, you know, 75% is 75%, so you should have went for a more accurate move. Now that that's out of the way, I'm not scared at all. Like, there's really nothing that he has that's going to be able to do much to the rest of my team here. Patrick is a beast. He's shown himself throughout this entire battle, and I think all he has left right now is the low punting. So he really doesn't want this smoke with this, right? Like, he's gonna keep getting this Stealth Rock damage, and you know, I'm gonna probably the play should be to just stay in and Brave Bird, but I end up going for U-turn, which tells me he doesn't go for the fake out. I don't know what he goes for, but he's probably trying to gain back as much health as possible. Now seeing that there's only 3 minutes left in the battle, like, now Patrick has to come out here and do something, right? Like, I could very easily just Scald, take this thing out, you know? Ice Punch is really not going to do anything, so. Yeah, Patrick is the best player here. There's really not much he could really do, you know? I've got this guy beat, and he, I go for the Scald here, and it's pretty much over, so. He ends up canceling the battle, guys, so if you guys liked it, please leave a rate, comment, subscribe. It's been your boy, and I'm out. Peace.